Hello, Brenton with All Out Octane here, and in this video I am going to just briefly cover some of the open wheel IndyCar Formula cars that I have in my collection. I realized that I didn't have as many as I thought when I went hunting through my collection. Two of them are actually my younger brother's cars. He actually gave me his Hot Wheel collections to keep. I would plan on giving it back to him someday if he ever asked, but he's not really into that thing. So he gave me all of his cars for safekeeping. I went through some of his collection to grab some of the cars as well. So I'm going to highlight those two really fast because it is kind of interesting. They're a lot older. These are all cars from our childhood. So this one, as I said, he's my younger brother. This one would have been the Turbo Streak, and he has the 96 mainline version with the pink stripe on the side. So yeah, this is the 96 Turbo Streak, which is one of the open wheel racers. It's been around for a while. It started in '83, so this casting has been around for a while. It went to 97, so he has one of the last ones. The next one up is then the Thunder Streak. So I don't have the original casting of the Thunder Streak. This would be this one right here. This was the second tooling, which started in 1992, and that would be all of the castings that I have of the Thunder Streak. So there's one of them. Here's the second one. And I don't really like those wheels on that one. And then the third one, which has the Goodyear tires on it. This was probably my favorite one out of it, or the black and silver one. So there's Thunder Streak. And then lastly, one of the ones that I pulled out from my collection from when I was younger is the No Fear Hot Wheels 500. So this started off as a No Fear Indy 500. Then it went to the Hot Wheels 500. And there's a bunch of different versions of this car with name-wise. So it originally had the No Fear on it, as you can kind of see. And then it went to, as I said, Hot Wheels 500. So that's its more common variant. This particular car in black had 3 different wheel variants. So it had the circles, it had the original one from when it was released in '94, and then it had these 7 spokes. So that was the highlight from my younger collection, but I did dig up Hot Wheels Happy Meal cars. So this one would have been, I believe, the Indy car that they, the futuristic Indy car that they thought would be the car of the future. And then this one was, I believe, in 1999 is when this series came out and hit Happy Meals. So this car has lasted a while. They did do a Formula One set as well. And so this was one of the Formula One cars, I believe, that was part of that Happy Meal set. And then they did a futuristic Formula One car as well. And these graphics, the Mercedes graphics, were put on by myself or my dad, all the little stickers and stuff to give it all the detail. And then I did have one that didn't have any of those stickers on it as well. So yeah, these came out in Happy Meals, and then I believe they started going into special premium car production for Hot Wheels. So there's a lot of Hot Wheel IndyCar and Formula One cars out there. I just don't have very many of them. I have the Formula Flashback, as you can see in this back row. I have Formulator, which was a really cool kind of open wheel, closed cockpit type of car, almost like a Daytona prototype that I really liked, so I picked that one up. Speedy Perez, there's the Tyrrell 6-wheeler, but this was in Indy, or I'm sorry, Formula One, so it wasn't quite an Indy car, but this one is certainly a very iconic car if you're familiar with it. If you're not, it's well worth looking up the history of it. It's kind of cool. So there's that one. I have the Head Starter. I have the F1 Racer that Hot Wheels put out. So these are some of my open wheel cars, and then I have one last open wheel car it's kind of sentimental to me, which is this Matchbox car that's of the Lotus. So this one still has the original tires, the original paint. I haven't done anything to this car. I don't really plan on it. I don't remember whose it was, but this car is really cool. So this is, again, a Formula One car. The head starter's in the back there. The one is green, kind of has the Lotus colors, and then the one is red and white, kind of has the Honda colors from Formula One. So Hot Wheels is definitely pretty big into Formula One, but they're also big into Indy as well. Again, I just don't have the cool cars that I thought I had, or that when I just started doing some research, I realized that Hot Wheels had a lot of different Indy cars and different premium models, all from somewhere between 1999 and 2007. So if you guys get a chance to find some of those cars, I'm going to be looking at flea markets and other places to try to pick some up, because this is really intriguing me. A viewer of mine asked me to do some of the open wheel cars and Indy cars that I had in my collection, and then I realized I do not have nearly as many as I thought or kind of hope I did. So the one thing that kind of took me the longest, I was hunting down the Indy 500 oval racer. This is obviously the newest casting of it. And I was trying to find out if I had the Golf one. I have the Zamac Golf, but I don't have the regular Golf, and that was what I was looking for. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a shorter one and doesn't have as much in-depth content, but I'd like to make a couple more of these features as I go. Hopefully they'll be a little bit more educational rather than more just kind of randomly spitting out information. So until the next video, happy hunting.